Ladies and gentlemen, 1 minute to go till showtime.
Niet tegen het volgende kunnen en snel schuurt bij Boschlier.
Very big welcome back then to day 3 here in Baku for the 2018 World Judo Championships. This wonderful city, nicknamed the City of Winds for obvious reasons, very windy here, plays host again to this incredible World Championships that has so far given us 3 days of spectacular judo. Well, almost 3 days. We've still got some to go today. Plenty still to come, and today we have 2 more categories, 73 for men and the under 57 kilos for ladies. Sheldon Franco Rooks joins me for the commentary, and he will now introduce the first fights of this final block on day 3.
Very good afternoon, Neil, and a very good afternoon to everyone at home. We're going to start with the repechage contest in the under 57 kilo category. Helene Rossovaux of France faces Teresa Stoll of Germany. It's Rossovaux in the white judogi, Stoll in blue, and the man in the middle for this one is Raul Camacho of Spain.
Well, we can look at the world rankings, and well, it normally kind of works out, but I can tell you there's 1 or 2 surprises that kind of work their way through, even with these categories that are well contested. And the lighter weight categories are the most contested. I can say that quite honestly. Under 73 kilos, there were 82 judokas started the day, and that's an awful lot. It really is. It means they have an extra fight to get through to the gold medal place. Under 57 kilos for ladies, 52 judoka started, and 52 that a lot of those could make the medals. And well, now we've got the repechage finals. That meant that they reached the quarterfinal stages. Rossovaux here against Stoll, and they're fighting to get to fight for a bronze medal.
This was one of the toughest weight categories on paper. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 in the world. They were all here. All the top 8 filled the top 8 seeded positions.
Well, you expect it, don't you? Really, the World Championships, and but that amount of depth is amazing, isn't it? And we were looking at the 73s, and we were thinking, my goodness, there's probably 15 that could, or 16 that could end up on the roster, yeah. Or could have. They're not going to now, of course, but could have.
Rossovaux lost out to the world number 1, the number 1 seed here, Dorjsuren Sumia of Mongolia. In her quarterfinal, Stoll fell at the same point to Nakota Smith-Davis of Great Britain.
And Nakota Smith-Davis is going to be in that semi-final against Dorjsuren, so that's still to come. We've got another repechage final after this one first, before the semis, and then it's right into the semis.
Both fighters picked up passivity penalties there. The referee just keen to see them get on with it a little bit.
Yeah, they've got to attack within a certain amount of time. It's got to be within 40 seconds, but if they're absolutely not attacking and blocking out, they can get penalised before that 45 seconds. But if you have a look there, that little yellow flag on your boards indicates one of the penalties. 3 of those, it's all over. So you can't really accumulate them. Well, you can, but you really don't want to. Rossovaux of France, very experienced, and a lot of these ladies meet each other on a regular basis, quite regular, on the IJF circuit. And we have a world circuit where they get world ranking points that qualify them for the Olympic Games. So there's a ranking system that qualifies the top 18, men and women, for the Olympic Games. I think the only other way that you can qualify is through not through your area, certainly through the African, the continental quota. Which
continental quota, yeah.
So you can qualify through the continental quota.
And then they have a very unique and fairly special thing called the tripartite places. Those are for countries who've never taken part in judo before at the Olympic Games.
Yeah, but difficult, isn't it? Because it's more of a elite kind of competition now, I think, for the top people. So another penalty up there for Rossevaux. Rossevaux seems to be struggling here, certainly with the gripping. And the gripping strategy is so important in judo, because the ones that dominate the grip are normally the ones that initiate the attack. Big, it's all over for Rossevaux. Now, is that going to be an ippon, a straight ippon, or is it a wazari? I think ippon's already been given. Certainly on the board it is. And Stoll was following it through there onto the ground, and we've seen some great follow-throughs from standing down to ground. The transitional part of the game is at its best at the moment, but it's all over. Stoll goes through. She'll be fighting for third place, and she will fight the loser of one of the semi-finals.
Rossevaux hoping against hope that they'll change that, but I'm afraid not.
The winner in the bronze medal contest for Germany,
Good performance from Stoll all the way through the day, and we will have plenty of time to have a look at the technical parts of the techniques, and from a lot of different angles as well. Remember that these ladies have had a long day. It's been a long day fighting, and they're still in there. This is the Koso Tagari, which is a real driving backward throw, where she controls the upper part of the body there, latches onto the leg, drives off the back leg, and puts her on her back. Cleanly on her back there. Rossevaux, well, she looked out of sorts, as far as I could see. Certainly I've seen her better, but Rossevaux is all finished.
Got really close in there, didn't she?
Yeah, she really did. She controlled the upper part of the body there. She drove her opponent backwards. And the control that she had, look at the hand control, look at the importance of the grip there. And she knew exactly where she was going to go.
Come now to the second of the repechage contests in the under 57 kilo category. Kwon Yu-jung of the Republic of Korea faces Nora Jakova of Kosovo. It'll be Kwon in the white judogi, Jakova in blue, and the referee in the middle for this one is Veli-Matti Karinkanta of Finland.
Well, I really thought that Jakova was going to go the whole route today. She looked really menacing all the way through, and it's so typical of the Kosovans. Really great condition. She will be coming forwards absolutely non-stop, and I think that Kwon, who is a big thrower, will try and take advantage of that, try and turn underneath her. So it'll be different styles, which is always interesting. We have the different styles of the different nations. They develop a lot through the different wrestling styles of that particular country. Certainly, I think the countries like Mongolia, Uzbekistan, Kazakhstan, countries like that. And of course, the Kosovans, they've got a small group, but they train so hard, they're physically in great condition.
Kwon will want to go one better than she did last year. She lost at this stage. She ended up in 7th position last year, so win this and you make some progress.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's all about setting your goals, isn't it, and making your goals come true, and always trying to improve on your last performance. But I think she's going to have a real job here against Jakova, because Jakova is in great condition, really good condition. Not the best technically, but certainly as far as the fighting aspect of the sport is concerned, she is one of the best. They have to grip up, and they have to use the grips in order to throw. Uchimata there from Jakova. right against left here, and saying that, there's a right-handed Cianagi there that's going to definitely score for Kwon, and a nice switch. Changed direction completely there, holding left, and then just goes right. Look how she pulls on the arm, pulls it through, and she takes Jakova onto her side. And you get a score if the upper part of the body, if the side towards the back is in contact with the mat, then you can get a score.
Well, there'll be a couple of things that Kwon will want to do. One will be to change the result from last year when she, finished 7th. This will give her a chance to finish on the podium, or at very least 5th.
Yeah, and very capable. She's been throwing like that all day.
And last year, she put Jakova out as well. So she'll want a repeat of last year's result as far as this particular contest is concerned.
So now Juan gets a Shido penalty.
Half the contest gone. Sorry.
Yeah, I was going to say, they soon add up, don't they, Shidos? And it's funny how they just change the tactics. They get a score on the board. They can change the tactics completely. So I think she realised that. She can't get another one. Kelmendi there on your right-hand side. The Olympic champion at under 52 kilograms. And she was the world #1 absolute. And not in this particular competition. She didn't fight, and she felt a little bit strange. She said she didn't like it. She didn't fight yesterday because she's only just back after an injury.
And sitting next to her was Loriana Kuka. We're going to see her in a couple of days' time when she takes to the mat, the young Kosovan.
4-minute contests, men and ladies. Cianagi again. Now then, just manages to avoid it this time, Jakova. And she's going to look for the turnover into the hold down. So they wrap up the midsection of the opponent, and then they climb over and get them on their back. You've got to have them on their back in order to hold them down. 20 seconds hold down normally, but if you've got a Wazari on the board, it's only 10 that you need to hold them to finish the contest.
Strongest effort yet here now from Jakova, beginning to put the pressure on.
Yeah. And I know she's not really one for big techniques, is she? But just keeps grinding away, just always there all the time, always piling the pressure on. Now she's going for it.
Yep, get out of there.
Well, yeah, it's almost Kwon just saying, I just want to waste a few valuable seconds here. I'm ahead. I can let these 20 seconds just tick away, but you can't be too passive.
Another mistake. It's the second time she's gone for that little look at Tani Otoshi. Wasn't close. This one's gotten away from her, I'm afraid.
And that's what can happen. You know that it's gone away from you. It's difficult to get it back. Juan has gone one further, just like you said, Sheldon, and she will at least get 5th, but she'll be fighting for that medal for sure.
Well, it will be disappointment again for Jakova. She's gone further in the competition than she did last year, but she still hasn't achieved what she really wants to, which is to get on that World Championship podium.
Well, she has every chance, and she will fight definitely the loser of the next matchup, but actually the Dorseren against Smith-Davis of Great Britain, and the winner of course will go through to the final. The loser will come through to fight for 3rd place against Kwon. Here's the Cianagi that did it. Look at the drive. Drives all the way out to the side there, and look at the pull on the arm. Pull on the arm is the key, of course. The kazushi, or the breaking of balance, absolutely imperative in judo. There's a very pleased Juan there, isn't it? Nice big smile on her face.
We come now to the first of the semi-finals in the under 57 kilo category. Dorj Seren Sumia of Mongolia faces Nakoda Smith-Davis of Great Britain. It'll be Dorj Seren in the white judogi, Smith-Davis in blue, and the referee in the middle for this one is Yevgeny Raklin of Russia.
Well, I think Nakoda Smith-Davis, she knows that she has a hard job here. She knows what's ahead of her. The world number one, the most consistent under 57 kilo fighter in the category, Dorj Seren from Mongolia, and Dorj Seren Sumia is really so consistent. She's actually fought Smith-Davis. This will be the 5th time, and the last 4 times she's been the winner. But, and I have to say this is another match. This is the World Championships, and Nakoda Smith-Davis is looking on great form.
Well, we're looking at the current world champion making her way into the arena now. There is Smith-Davis, last year's bronze medalist. So there's still a chance that both of these can be on the podium. It could work out exactly as it did last year, or now Smith-Davis has the chance to reverse that, or at least turn it around.
Dorj Seren, white, and Smith-Davis in blue, and Smith-Davis will be trying to dominate the grip. She goes specifically over, she has specific techniques one side, but she has been working very hard over the other flank as well. A lot of nerves coming out, World Championships. Well, any big tournament like this, you know, you've got the crowd right the way up to the rafters, and this is a great crowd here in Baku. It really is. You wait when one of their own steps out, because it absolutely, the roof lifts off. Both on the sleeves here, trying to dominate the sleeves, and then they'll go in. So the third attack there by Dorj Seren. Smith-Davis will have to get on the pace and make sure that she's in first. Well, if one person is still in standing, if they're still standing or they have a possibility of throwing, you're not allowed to touch the legs. And in a standing position, you're not allowed to touch the legs at all. So when you throw, you have to do it from the upper part of the body only. And that means counter-attack, direct attack, and that was very close, wasn't it? Oh my goodness. She was right the way underneath her there.
Kind of helped that she was taking her off to the side a little bit. That helped with Nakoda stepping off it. She'd been going straight over the top. That could have been real problems. That's
the thing about these drop shoulder throws. A lot of the fighters, of course, they don't hit the target every time, but they'll have 1 or 2 different stabs at it. They'll readjust their balance, readjust their body position, and then they hit with it. And of course, that's when they score. Actually, the body mechanics of throwing, whether it's a javelin, ball, or a person, are very much the same. Actually, the body parts are the same. The only difference is we actually try and throw somebody that's trying to throw us. Puts a slightly different mechanic on it.
Minute and a half left to go. No score yet, with penalty free as well. That makes it nice and tidy. Well, there you go. Having said that, they were just a little bit tentative with taking a grip, so the referee said you need to grip up, and they got penalties for avoiding to take a grip.
Yeah, I mean that's the rule. The rule is grip up with a positive reason for the end of it, and that means to come in for a throw. But of course, there's positive and negatives with everything, and positive and negative gripping is one of the biggest things that the referees have to try and notice, keep on top of. And it wins world titles. It really does. If you've got a dominant grip, you can stop the other one attacking you. I thought she drifted out there, Smith Davis. Got to be careful on the edge. And there's the Sianagi again there, Dorsaen.
A little bit more threatening this time.
Second penalty up for Smith Davis, so she's just behind. When I say that, there's still no score on the board, but it means that it changes the tactics slightly. It means that she has to attack now, and she cannot make one more mistake. Otherwise, she loses by default. Change direction there, Dorsaen. And the youngsters there absolutely loving this. We've been following them all day in the stadium, the young Aziris, and they've been having a great time. So if there's no score, and don't count the penalties, if there is no score on the board, it will go to a golden score. One more penalty up to Smith Davis and she'll lose it, but if there is any score on the board from a throw, a hold down or an arm lock or strangle, then the other person will win. Or that person should win. Can't keep it hooked in. Oh, and a good try there from Smith Davis. Tried for the Sumigaeshi there. Dorsaen's legs were, well, flopping around a little bit.
Well, Dorsaen has had two strong efforts at the Serenagi, but that was a good effort from Smith Davis with the Sutemi-waza.
Both of them just plugging away, aren't they? And I think it will be decided on a score. She went the other way again, Dorsaen. What a tight match. Semi-final of the under 57 kilos category. And a good attempt there by Smith Davis again, this time going over to the other flank. And I said she'd been working hard at that. Well, this is anybody's match. Got to be careful of going against the arm there when they do that particular throw. That's Sori Surikomi against the arm, and it can put pressure on the arm. You're not allowed to throw with an arm lock applied. Well, can't really choose between them, can you, Sheldon? It's a difficult one, isn't it?
There have been some good exchanges. I think maybe Dorsaen is just shading it.
Oh my goodness, now has she made a mistake here? Dorsaen absolutely in trouble here. She's definitely in trouble because that might be on.
Yep, it is.
Oh my goodness, she's got through to the final.
She thought he was going to call a mate.
Absolutely.
Just looked up, under the chin, on it went, but there was no reason to call mate. None at all.
No reason whatsoever, and we have a possibility there with Great Britain have for a gold medal because Smith Davis is in the final. And you know, we've seen so many times now where they get scored on when they're coming up out of a groundwork situation, and the rule is now that you can throw somebody or you can still apply it when they're coming up out of it. And that was an unbelievable win by Nakoda Smith-Davis.
Smith-Davis was able to take advantage of that slip.
And it was a slip, and I've got to say that she didn't look the kind of form that we've known her before, Dorsuren. She looked a little bit flat, but Smith-Davis took advantage of that. She is in the final.
There's a moment, and you'll see it in the replay. Well, it was just before that. She thought she was out of it there, but it was already under the chin.
It was there, absolutely, and you can see there that's gone. It's finished, you know. And Smith-Davis, great opportune stuff. It really was. Yeah, she just she made a massive mistake there,
so quickly.
But that great transition there by Smith-Davis. Great transition, and she kept a hold of it all the way over, didn't she? She kept contact all the time, and I know there's a lot of people in the UK there that will be screaming the house down.
She'd had two good strong attacks with the Cernegi on the left side, had Dorsuren, and there was one Sutemiwaza from Nakoda Smith-Davis that, you know, those were the big ones. Anyway, we come to the second of the semi-finals now. Yoshida Tsukasa of Japan faces Krista Deguchi of Canada. It'll be Yoshida in the white judogi, Deguchi in blue, and the referee in the middle for this one is Lubomir Peter of Australia.
Well, this is an interesting one, isn't it? So Yoshida of Japan she's the current world champion. She's not the current world champion, but we've got Deguchi here of Canada, who is, formerly of the Japanese team, of course, but she is now fighting for Canada, and she's never lost to Yoshida. So Yoshida's coming out here. Is she going to repeat what she's been doing all year, actually? She's undefeated against the Japanese, and the Canadians are looking for a really good medal here. This could be a real surprise final, couldn't it?
Yeah, I think there is probably more pressure on Yoshida, although, you know, she will come in as, then that's why there is pressure, because she's the favourite. She's favourite in this contest, but there was all that undercurrent of Deguchi having moved over from Japan to fight for Canada now, and since taking up her position of fighting for Canada, hasn't lost to a Japanese, including having defeated Yoshida in the final of the Paris Grand Slam earlier in the year.
Yes, so it should be an interesting little encounter, this. There's a Canadian father, Deguchi. Really surprised there. Yoshida just staying on all fours, and she normally likes to dominate in Newaza. The great thing about this last 3 days for me is that we have seen incredible transition, and that was really good feat, wasn't it? They both fell together. And this is where she likes to be, Yoshida. She likes to attack in Newaza, and she'll try and wrap up the midsection, and she's won some of her previous contests on the ground here. We've seen such a lot of transitional work from standing down to ground, and it's been great to see. Referees have let it develop. Anything that's developing that they think can end in ippon, and they'll let it go.
Really defensive that with that left arm from Yoshida, just stuck into the right hip.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I mean, she does look to be not frightened, but just definitely tentative here against Deguchi.
Yeah, she knows that this is where the real threat is. And there's a bit of spice in the contest as well, you know, because although we've got records of when they fought on the world tour, what we don't have is when they fought in Japan and what was going on in all the years when they were at high school and all sorts of stuff. So there could be plenty of previous.
Well, exactly. You don't know what the pecking order is, and you know, their system in Japan. I don't know who the oldest is. Who is the oldest? I didn't look at the ages.
No score as yet. Half the contest gone.
Well, this will really flip it on its head, won't it, this World Championships, and we always have nice surprises that happen. Dakota Smith-Davis already in the final, guaranteed gold or silver at the World Championships. It's a very tight match, this one, and as you can see, we have really a lot of Japanese supporters up there in the crowd. They're expected. Oh, now
that was
then.
close.
Now that
So
was very,
close.
very close. And remember, it's the top half or side that has to make contact with the mat, and not just the legs. It's not the legs or the backside. Very close though, that one. Tamanagi.
She's working her way into it now. Deguchi stepping it up here.
Yeah, now it's Yoshida's turn,
Yeah.
and that's going to be a penalty for Deguchi, I think, for just dropping down. You can't just drop on your hands and knees just to avoid being thrown. It's one thing you can't do. So if you're going to defend, you defend with your arms, your body, your movement, or your hips. And this could possibly be Deguchi here getting another one. If she does that anymore, trying to get the inside grip, both of them, so that they can do that. It's to create space, and then you can move within the space. If it's too tight or somebody pulls you in too tight, then it can be a problem.
Needs to respond here, does Deguchi, because she had a little bit of a go at Yoshida, and then Yoshida came right back and has now attacked 3 times without a response from Deguchi.
Yeah, she's the one that's now putting the work in here and now trying for the newaza. No progression with the newaza, so they stand them up. Golden score then.
Sasha Mamedovic, the coach for Canada, up on his feet, just trying to get some information to Deguchi. Just a single Shido picked up during regulation time by Deguchi.
Yeah, the coach is only allowed to shout information or coach when it's a mate, when they're not fighting, so they can't do it when they're actually fighting. Well, this is a close one, isn't it? And Yoshida, at certain parts of this contest, has dominated. Deguchi comes back, and then Yoshida takes over again. I think what makes it really awkward as well is that it's right against left, and that's going to be another one. It surely is.
Yep.
It's going to be another second penalty up for Deguchi, and that means one more of those. One more of those, and it will be all over. Uchimata!
That's it.
It's all over now. And that was it. Wazari scored there. Yoshida with her trademark Uchimata. What a time to do it, Sheldon.
And first time in the contest.
First time.
And up she went.
But you know, the thing is, especially right against left, you're trying to find the way in. You don't want to commit because of the counter, and it's the first time she found the way in. And her old friends, obviously.
Headbutt on the way out. Well, bang goes the unbeaten record. Yoshida put pay to that.
Well, it wasn't unbeaten because she actually lost.
Unbeaten to the
Again,
Japanese.
to the Japanese,
Yeah.
that's it, mate. You're right, absolutely.
Yeah, she'd lost on other occasions. I think she'd won a bronze medal somewhere, so must have had a defeat along the way. Oh, Schmidt, look at that.
Didn't quite have the line, did she? Just lost
Yeah.
it a little bit, but it was enough, wasn't it? She didn't think she'd scored with it, but it did landed her on her side, and that was enough for the score.
Yeah.
She gets real lift for that. We've seen some absolutely magnificent Uchimata throws, and that support leg just gave way
Yeah.
there. Didn't quite have the support leg in the right place. It wasn't quite the right angle, but it was enough.
It's different from the execution of the Abbey pair yesterday, which was perfection, wasn't it? The support leg.
Yes, absolutely. I couldn't have gone any deeper.
Right, we come now to the first of the repechage contests in the under 73 kilo category. Jansei Smagulov of Kazakhstan faces Ganbatar Odbayar of Mongolia. It's Smagulov in the white judogi, Ganbatar in blue, and the referee in the middle for this one is Everardo Garcia of Mexico.
Well, we had a little bit of a sorting out in the under 73 kilos category. There were, and as expected, quite a few world and Olympic medalists going out all over the place early on. So no shock really, because everybody was having head-to-heads before the quarter-final stages, which meant that they couldn't then fight for any medal anyway. And of course Orozhov was one of those, and Orozhov lost before the quarter-final stages. The crowd were right behind him, but of course Haydarov, the other one from Azerbaijan, has made it all the way through to the final. So the place is going to to the semi-final, and the place is going to absolutely erupt when he comes on, believe me.
Well, we won't have too long to wait for that one. We've just got this contest and then the contest to follow.
Well, Smagulov can come from different angles. Ganbatar, and if you have a look there, we've got I'm just looking now, we've got two Mongolians there fighting in these repechage finals. The two Mongolians, and remember that a country can put 9 people into 7 categories. That means they can double up in 2 categories, and the Mongolians have opted for their double up in this category. Azerbaijan did the same.
Yeah, they lost Orozhov along the way. He went out in round 4 just before the kind of business end of the day.
And
Haydarov's still in.
And he was a double world silver medalist, wasn't he? So yeah, he was absolutely devastated on home soil as well. Well, this is a strong fight, and that's going to be a score. We're going to strong fight for grips, I was about to say, and then Ganbatar manages to rotate his opponent over for what we call, well, I call it the tip or the Sakeshi movement, which is basically using your opponent's own body weight against themselves. Difficult to explain that one, isn't it? But it's about the best way of explaining it.
Well, good job.
Yeah, well, you tip the balance. That's what you're doing. So you tip their balance to knock them off balance with the throw that they're trying to do on you.
The good thing for Smagulov is there's plenty of time left on the clock.
I think also, if you think that we, yeah, that was the Uchimata that he tried there, wasn't it? Didn't quite have the support leg again in the right place. Yeah, with having such a big Wazari bracket, it means that even the smaller kind of scores are going to finish it. If you've got one score on the board there, Ganbatar just needs to get his opponent on his side now to finish this. Of course, he's going to be going for Ippon. So again, struggling to get the sleeve, both of these fighters. Uchimata again. Beautiful Uchimata there from Gambatar.
He looks very comfortable out there at the moment, Ganbatar.
Yeah, he's kind of dictating the match, isn't he? And it's Smagolov here that's going to have to take the initiative. He's on the back foot, Smagolov. The thing is, though, and Smagolov, we've seen him do it time and time again, he can just pull something out the bag. So again, just really on the back foot, trying to avoid these massive throws from Gambatar. Coming up to the last minute. Well, what we have seen as well, Gambatar looking to do that left-handed Uchimata. And then we saw an absolute switch. He did a massive Sasai, sort of Komiyachi, but he had a grip around his opponent's waist, and it was huge. And it took him off in a different direction completely. So look out for that, because he just might stick one of those in as well.
Well known for that technique.
Yeah, just really attacking from different angles. The Mongolian style, I think, kind of lends itself to that. It comes from different angles. Is he going to go up to the arm? You can never understand why they don't go up to the arm there. Well, Smagolov is just escape artist here in this match. He's just doing anything he can not to get caught. 2 seconds left on the clock here, and Gambatar was still going for it.
Yeah, he definitely had the better of Smagolov on this occasion. Never really threatened the Mongolian, did the Kazakh fighter. And that single score of Wazari is going to be enough to put Gambatar in the bronze medal contest. So we'll see him again in this final block, but that's the last we'll see of Jansei Smagolov. Well, at least this weekend, because we may see him in the team event.
Of course,
under 73
yeah,
kilo
we have a
category.
very interesting team event on the last day of the whole competition. 3 men and 3 ladies in the team, in each team. So it's a mixed team. And the categories are interesting as well, aren't they?
Let's take a look at some of the highlights, and then we'll be back with the first of the semi-finals in the under 73 kilo category.
Leg not quite central. So possibility still of 2 Mongolians on that rostrum. Not there yet though.
There's the president of Azerbaijan. It's the 2nd day in a row that he's turned up at the judo, just in time, I think. Anyway, coming up next will be the second of the repechage contest in the under 73 kilo category. Sendoche Tsogbata of Mongolia faces Lasha Shavdatuashvili of Georgia. It'll be Sendoche in the white judogi, Shavdatuashvili in blue, and the referee in the middle for this one is Matthew Bataille of France.
Shavdatuashvili, the Olympic champion in London at 66 kilograms, of course now fighting at 73s, came up a weight and then won a bronze medal at the Olympic Games at the higher weight. And here he is again, still fighting through. He lost out in the earlier stages. I'm just looking at the draw here just to see where he did lose, in fact. Well, he was on a different quarter. We had so many in this weight category. Shavdatuashvili of Georgia then in blue here. Mohammadi was the one that beat him, actually, of Iran, threw him for Ippon. We'll see him a little bit later. Sendoche. Well, he's a big thrower. Shavdatuashvili is one of those kind that can just pull it out of nowhere.
Sendoche, who dashed the hopes of the home crowd when he put out the number 2 seed, Rustam Orozhov. They had an epic battle that went into 4.5 minutes of golden score before Sendoche managed to come up with the winning technique. It really was a terrific battle. Almost had the Koshikaruma there. The arm just slipped off the head.
He did. I've seen him absolutely brilliant, Shavdatuashvili. And then I've seen him quite ordinary, but you can't say that about an Olympic champion, can you? But, you know, just sometimes goes off the pace.
I don't know, we could have said it about Basile this morning.
Oh, is that right? I didn't see that.
He was dreadful, sorry to say. And he shook his head as if to say as much. You know, yep, okay, I couldn't get it going. There's another who moved up from 66 to 73.
Now he's starting to go, isn't he? Shavdatuashvili now, 2 really good attacks. Sendoche is going to have to start to attack. A good old fight, this. Got to stay within the yellow area. If you just step outside of the yellow area or drift outside, you can get penalties. You can also get penalties for that as well if you just drop on your knees. So you've got to be a little bit careful of that. Mr. Marius Visa, our president, the president of the International Judo Federation here.
Both fighters picked up penalties there. Just got the feeling that it will be better for Sendoche that the longer he stays in the contest.
I always get that feeling as well. Shavdatuashvili seems to die off, doesn't it? You know, it. He doesn't like it the further it goes. He likes to get a big score at the early stages. No good just tapping away at the legs. Got to be a full-out throw. Or attempted throw anyway.
Probably wasn't as close as the crowd made out there. Wasn't really going to go over to that, but he got underneath him, got past the defence.
Now it's going to happen. Something's going to happen here. Oh, now then, who's going to go? This is the dangerous place. because one of them is going to be really, really close. Oh, wow, crowd loved that one.
Yeah. You could see it coming there. Sendoche has picked up a second penalty, by the way.
Yeah, Sendoche just picked that up a little while ago. You know, when you said they both got penalties, it was only him.
They'd got it wrong. They'd penalised him once, and then when they gave the second penalty, they put it down to Shavdatoashvili, but not another. It should be 2-1. 2-1 is correct. But at one stage, it was just 1-1. Anyway. Beautifully
done. Oh, my goodness me. He made a mistake there. He really did. He went underneath Sendoche, and Shavdatoashvili there is absolutely distraught. He knows he made a mistake. He tried, and as always, he tried to step off it and he tried to ride it. Actually, the worst thing you can do is try and ride it. Absolutely. Well, the Georgians are just beside themselves.
That was their hope for today. Sendoche has dashed that one.
Well, he absolutely has dashed it. And now we have two Mongolians, of course, fighting for a bronze medal. Possibility of a double Mongolian bronze medal. And that's amazing.
You can see the highlights of this reptiles contest on the big screen.
Yeah, Gambata are already lined up in the bronze medal match, is followed by Sendoche. So
just shows the depth they've got there. Look at that. He tried to ride it, didn't he? And he's so angry with himself there, because really that Sodisura Komigoshi, as he comes up out of it there, he just, well, we didn't see the little Kouchi, did we? But he just flicks with the foot. Yeah, just flicks him with the foot. He come out of the Sodisura Komi, then the little Kouchi there, and he goes absolutely flat on his back. He thought he got off it, but he hadn't. Huge shoulder throw. He comes up. Kouchigari, and just drives him back. Well, he hit the ground so hard, it was incredible.
Cut his reaction. Sendoche.
Well, Sendoche will be fighting for third place. We don't know who their opponents are yet, but we're soon to find out.
Yes, because we've got the semi-finals of the under 73 kilo category coming up. The first of these features Hashimoto Soichi of Japan. He's up against Hidayat Haydarov of Azerbaijan, and it'll be Hashimoto in the white judogi, Haydarov in blue.
Fourth time they fought each other, these two. 3-0 up for Hashimoto, the defending world champion. He's a double world champion. Had a bit of a harder job of it, defending his title last year. But, and a few dramatics, I think, weren't there today, all the way through.
I have heard,
Well, I told you the atmosphere would pick up here. Everybody absolutely buzzing here. And, well, this guy here, Hashimoto, the defending world champion, will be absolutely loving that.
Well, it'll either act as inspiration or it will overpower him. We shall see. The referee in the middle for this one is Vladimir Nutsubidze of Georgia.
Well, no prizes for guessing what name they're shouting out. Started off very slow, Haydarov. Just looked a little bit flat to me. He's looked it all day, actually, but he's just ground it through and worked his way through. Got to be careful. I kind of suspected that Hashimoto would be backing him up to the edge because that's what he does. He says you can have a little bit of that yourself. Well, which is exactly how it should be.
Yes. Give as much as you get.
Yeah, well, we see so much, you know, and Hashimoto is renowned for it, just backing them up to the edge. A lot of the time, it's to get a reaction so he can come in for the throw, but often he just blatantly kind of pushes out.
Crowd will go absolutely wild if Haydarov can take this contest. Guarantee them a medal as well, that's an important thing. Haydarov got rid of the ponytail.
Well, apparently he's just joined the forces.
Oh,
so
in that case.
he had to get the haircut.
No choice.
What you will notice, a lot of banners around with Haydarov with longer hair, much longer. Judo each, Hashimoto, Haydarov have to grip up, have to attack. So is this going to be a second Shido for both? Oh my goodness, Hashimoto gets it. Well, that's a little bit of a shock, isn't it?
He was... once they give one, it's a warning. The second one, what they like to do is to pick out the one who is the worst of the two. You know, even if both of them are you know, a little bit apprehensive about taking a grip. Because to give two, to give one and then give a second, you know, it really doesn't take you anywhere. So it's a severe warning, and Hashimoto fell foul of that.
Yeah, well, it's not going his way, and so he's quite used to, he's quite confident, as you can see. Now then, starting to come into it now, Haydarov. And he is getting some of his own, isn't he, here now? And he's really fired up.
Oh, he's in trouble. Oh, that was close.
Wow. Overreach there. Crowd loving this. Absolutely. Coach is saying just calm down, calm down.
I thought you said
I don't know if he's calmed down or good.
Keep it up. As long as he can attack, as soon as that arm goes over, then he's fine. And Hashimoto doesn't like it, but he almost catches him.
Yeah, well, one of the problems, of course, when you're coming forward like that all the time is that you can pick up a counter-attack. Hashimoto has to stay cool. Haydarov is revved up from this crowd, I can tell you. Big arm coming over. He needs to put in an attack, does Hashimoto. Needs to get back on the pace. He's not on the pace at all. He's just flustered, isn't he? He's absolutely flustered.
He can't afford to play patty cake with Haydarov either, because Haydarov has only picked up one penalty. Hashimoto's already picked up two. Must be hands-on.
Well, it does. It has to be hands-on. That was an attempt at a throw there, but not really. But Haydarov will start to lose puff a little bit, and I think that's going to be his problem there. Kanemaru there shouting information to Hashimoto. He's going to have to just dominate the grip and then go to work in a different way. He's definitely flustered, but now then. So Haydarov will get the second penalty here for dropping.
Yeah, he got uncomfortable in that last exchange and he just bailed.
Yeah, he knows he's going to get it, I think. Does he get it? He doesn't get it. Gets away with it. Goes into golden score. And the crowd loving this one. Haydarov saying, can I do it?
There. He dodged the bullet there.
He did dodge the bullet. I think he did. But you know, wow, who'd go against this lot?
Into golden score then. 2 penalties picked up by Hashimoto, 1 by Hidarov. No score as yet.
Yeah, a lot to do with the Kumikata. He needs to be a lot stronger with the Kumikata, does Hashimoto. He looks very, very confident, and of course his stance is immense, but actually he's just being beaten to the punch every time. And this is what he did earlier on in the contest. Got a bit frustrated, started refereeing from the centre of the mat, and that's not his job. Now he goes. Hashimoto in with the Seoinage, and now Hyderov cannot just sit back on this now. There's no score on the board, and you have to attack if he wants to make him passive again. Well, again, you know, he's looking at the referee, needs to just get on with it. A little bit of blood, I think, on Hyderov. This will give them chance to collect themselves. That young man out there is not lacking confidence, but sometimes you have to get on with it and you have to get into the mix, because technique doesn't always win the match, and he's going to have to fight this. He'll have to get in and get dirty. I think by that I mean not dirty play, but I mean just mix it a little bit.
Hyderov has troubled Hashimoto when he's been able to get the arm across on one side. He's got both hands on one side and come in for an attack. He hasn't looked as though he's going to throw him, but he's definitely got him rattled. But it takes a lot of energy to rough up your opponent and unsettle him in that way. What happens then is that Hashimoto backs away because he doesn't want to stick around and get caught with Makikomi or something. That puts even more pressure on, because he can't afford to step out and he can't afford to drop. But it takes too much out of Hyderov, and he might be able to have one more go at it, but then he's going to be drained again because we're already in golden score.
Well, I think he's going to go at it again. As soon as the Hajime's called, I think he's going to go at it again. I think Hashimoto will have to try and stay ahead of it. But Hyderov, certainly now that he's had a little bit of a breather. Here we go. So now a little bit more urgency from Hashimoto. Trying to create the space, Hashimoto. There's the Sodi! Oh, it's going to be all over. Yeah. Hashimoto does it. And I said, well, he's not lacking in confidence, but Hashimoto takes it there. Hyderov absolutely beside himself. I'm sure that he felt he had a chance of going through there, and he did, of course. But he was doing everything right, and he was killing the grips of Hashimoto, didn't let him anywhere near, but in the end he gets caught in golden score.
World number one, Hashimoto Soichi, number one seed here at the World Championships. And the current world champion. A nice end to a tough, hard-fought contest. Enough respect from both fighters.
Yeah, look at him. I mean, he is tired, obviously,
sure, yeah.
But he's not out of it. Do you know what I mean?
He could have gone more.
He could have gone more, and I think that if anything, that's what was going to let Hyderov down.
Yes.
You know, the condition. Yes. You know, the longer it went, and you know, you can certainly see that the thousands of randori sparring minutes that Hashimoto does, and it really pays dividends. There's the Sodi Surikomigoshi. And, well, he got hip on for that, didn't he? But definitely
Yes.
a score,
Yeah.
absolutely. So Hashimoto has a chance to become a 3-time world champion. He'll go through to the final. Who's going to meet him yet? We don't know. So still one more semi-final to come. An Chang-rim of Korea, and he will be fighting Muhammad of Iran. And I can tell you now that he's been throwing them all day, Muhammad. He's taken quite a few out. Shavdat Tuashvili, he took out. He took Piet Kofishi of Moldova, Matthias of Sweden, another world medalist. So he's and the People's Republic of Korea, Kim, he took out as well.
Yeah, An Chang-rim has also been knocking him over. Mohammadi is slightly unusual. He comes up with some unusual techniques, the Iranian, but we'll see shortly, because that is the next contest. An Chang-rim of the Republic of Korea faces Mohammad Mohammadi of Iran. It'll be An in the white judogi, Mohammadi in blue. And the referee in the middle for this one is Turbat Ensetseg of Mongolia.
So everybody waits, and we're just a minute away from this last semi-final in the under 73 kilos category. 2 categories per day at the World Championships, and it's 1 men and 1 women. Two times they fought before, and Chang-rim the winner on both occasions here. Well, not here, but in the Grand Prix Grand Slam World events that go on all the way through the year.
Please welcome the athletes. In the blue jersey, from the Islamic Republic of Iran, Muhammad Mohammadi. In the white jersey, the 2-time bronze medalist and world champion.
This man here fought just a couple of weeks ago in the Asian Games and fought the great Ono, who didn't get the selection for this World Championships, and had a very controversial match against Ono. Everybody thought that should have been An Chang-rim's, but that was the Asian Games, so he'll have something to say here. Semi-final of the World Championships, An Chang-rim of Korea in white and Mohammadi of Iran in blue.
Both of these fighters have had 1 contest each that went the distance. Other than that, they've put everyone away.
Which is remarkable, really, when you think about it, for a World Championship of this caliber, a category of this caliber. A lot of the fighters very close to each other as far as their ability. So right against left again, having a job to catch that sleeve. Shido's going to go up. Oh no, just 1. Mohammadi, you called that well, Sheldon. And that is all because of positive and negative gripping tactics.
And was just that little bit more clever in that gripping exchange, offering up a hand. Although having offered it up, he was taking it back fairly quickly, you know. But you just try to show, hey, look, I'm trying to reach him, but he's avoiding me. So he avoided getting that penalty, just a single Shido to Mohammadi.
Well, Mohammadi was really close there. He was just flicked his leg across. Would all help if they had 2 hands on. Be interested to see if they're going to go the other side here. We know that An Chang-rim can go the other side. 1 penalty each. Well, it looks like a little bit of a stalemate because that's exactly what it is. They're both just stopping each other from finding the line of attack. Both of them defending well, looking for the line in there. And Changrim, when he's got the arm underneath, that lapel hand there is underneath. If he catches the sleeve, then he'll go in, and he just does, and he's going to get a Wazari for that. So now, can he control the arm? Siatoshi, it is.
Just about squeezed that one out.
Just about.
So Anne leads with a minute 20 odd left to go, and he defeated Mohammedi at the Asian Games. Neil already said that Anne went on to get the silver. Well, Mohammedi picked up the bronze.
Has the sleeve again here now, and Changrim. Can he go underneath to finish this? Into the last minute of this semi-final. Just backing up, Mohammedi. And now decides to switch it to the other side. Well, the arm's there. Just needs to concentrate on the arm. Maybe if he goes over for the Jujigatami. I think he heard me. Oh, he's got it. He's got it. Now then, it's straight. Yes. He's got the arm, and it's all over. Well, it was always there, the opportunity for the arm lock, and Changrim, not sure if that's the first time he's been in a world final. He's been world bronze medalist before, and now guaranteed gold or silver, and he'll be up against Hashimoto. This could possibly be his big opportunity here. So third place 2 times, and Changrim now one step further, and I get the feeling there that he kind of expected that. He's on great form,
And Changrim may want to split hairs with you and say that he has been
expecting it.
No, that he has been in a world championship final before and won it, but that was as a junior. So we'll give him that then.
We'll give him that. First senior one for sure. This is how it starts off with the Tayatoshi. Siatoshi drives downwards, doesn't it? But then he clicks onto the arm. He has an opportunity then to follow it down on the ground.
Now we are waiting for the medal contest and these people. Please stay with us till the end of the final block, also with the medal ceremony.
So this is how it starts here for the groundwork. Good transition, hooks into the arm. And then, well, he tries to turn out, doesn't he? But big mistake, huge. Look at the face of An Changrim. An Changrim gets the submission. Just has to get the elbow at the right angle, thumb up into the air, and that puts the elbow exactly at the right angle there for the application of the arm lock.
Well, we come now to the medal matches, and the first of the bronze medal matches in the under 57 kilo category features Theresa Stoll of Germany. She's up against Krista Deguchi of Canada. It'll be Stoll in the white judogi, Deguchi in blue. The referee in the middle for this one is Amano Akiko of Japan.
Well, Theresa Stoll has been having a good one, hasn't she? She's had good form all day, but Krista Deguchi definitely is the one that to watch out for here. She's been so successful all through the year. 5 Grand Prix, Grand Slam wins, 1 bronze medal, and now she's fighting for a 3rd place at the World Championships. Quite a year she's had. Accumulated a lot of World Championship points, and that will be very much affected. That will go up after this tournament. Stoll of Germany then in white, Deguchi in blue. 4-minute contest. Again, onto the sleeve straight away to dominate the sleeve. Well, I know a particular Canadian that will be at home just cheering Deguchi on. This will be a medal for Canada if she wins it. My goodness, straight on. Now then, that was Mate called, and it started inside, didn't it? But they came into a standing position. Stoll gets a Shido for passivity, not attacking, and now she's got to go to work. Osodagari from Deguchi. Well, it's Stoll that's got to come forward. She's the one that will have to take the initiative. She can't just stay there without attacking, because already 1 Shido on the board, 1 more will put her in all sorts of problems. Am I right in thinking that Stoll has a sister that's also in this?
She does. That is Amelie Stoll.
I think she was fighting earlier on in the day. A little bit frustrated. Deguchi wants to come forward, wants to grip up, wants to get on with it.
Yeah, it was Yoshida Tsukasa who put out the sister, Amelie Stoll, in round 2.
Twin sisters, of course. Last minute then, and nobody really looked as if they were going to score big time. That has to be a penalty, surely. She just dropped there, Deguchi. Wow, did she get a score? She got a Wazari for that. Stoll. Well, it stands. She must have been right at the right place there, the referee. And now Deguchi having to come forwards. Oh, she's got a... Now then, was that a score?
She turned onto
That
her
looked more
front,
like a score, didn't it? But
just as she went down.
so I think, well, it'd be interesting just to find out what movement she wants to have a look at. Well, we're having a look at the Ouchigari. It looks like, not the one before.
Yeah, that's okay.
Oh, that's a definite
for me, that's
score.
Wazari. Yeah.
Well, that's the same as the other one. That'll be a Wazari each, won't it, if it's given?
Yep.
So, just with 7 seconds, that was 7 seconds there. Talk about nail-biting stuff. So it's going to go into golden score, and she's still in the match. And now Stoll looking for the Sangaku attempt there. It's not going to happen. But a good save by Deguchi. A sigh of relief for the Canadians. Osodagari! Nice, isn't it, that Osodagari? She does it quite a lot. She just snakes that leg through.
Just stepping things up now. Krista Deguchi.
Sodisura Komigoshi changes the direction as well, and Stoll does very, very well to not go with that.
Yeah.
If you would have gone with the flow, it would have been something serious. Second penalty up for Stoll. Well, keep snaking that leg around for the Osodagari. And Deguchi now on top of this, but still needs a score. He just needs to pile on the pressure. Stoll. Oh, Ouchigari. Now what's going to happen? Is she going to have the hold down? That looks like an Osai Komi to me. It is. And she's got up. That upper part of the body there is nice and controlled. Only 10 seconds is needed, and she gets the Wazari Wazeti upon to win the bronze medal. Medal for Canada. Deguchi then comes back, doesn't she, and manages, for 7 seconds she was behind, manages to just even it all up to go into golden score.
That desperate lunge at the end. That's a good finish for Theresa Stoll, to be honest. 5th place finish at the World Championships. Can't be too upset with that.
Showed her consistency there, Deguchi. She's been in the medals everywhere. Never out of the medals, always there round about. Every single competition that she's in, she's there. Brilliant consistency from this young lady, and what a performance.
It's a tap on the back as though she's lost. But what she's lost is the World Championships. That's what she really wanted. She came over with the bronze, which is by way of compensation. It's so difficult to look at such a high-powered event and say that the bronze medal is compensation.
That's the thing about these, you know, if you're going for more, then the bronze medal or silver medal can be a disappointment. I've been there, and you're going for more, you're going for the big one.
Yeah.
There was the Ouchi that saved it. Driving Ouchi, Gary. And this is the lead-in to the Osai Komi. Drove for the Ouchi first of all, then she went for the Ko Soto, and then she just secured the top half there and ready for the Osai Komi. Good control of the upper part of the body, and she just made sure that she wasn't going to let go of that. Disappointment for third place at the World Championships. She was a little bit disappointed. A lot of people would be very happy with that, and in her case, probably not enough.
I think it won't take her long before she looks back and says, you know, my aim is, you know, quite a bit in the future. Along the way, I've got to achieve a certain number of things, and one of them is to be on the podium at the World Championships. I've just done that.
Absolutely.
And like you said, she's picked up a good number of points and will help her in the seeding for the rest of the year. Right, coming up next, the second of the bronze medal contest in the under 57 kilo category, Kwon Yu-jong of the Republic of Korea faces Dorj Surin Sumir of Mongolia. It'll be Kwon in the white judogi, Dorj Surin in blue. The referee in the middle for this one is Frank Dirch of Germany.
Well, this is where the number one seed has to pick herself up, dust herself down, and knuckle in for a bronze, because the bronze medal position is often the most difficult one. What we were talking about just a second ago, when you're expecting the big one and you think, well, is it worth it fighting for the third place? And you've got to pick yourself up, because it is worth it, and it's worth everything actually, because it's sometimes harder to win that one than it is the gold medal.
Last time for Dorj Surin, unless she's in the team event, it probably will be. I'm talking about wearing the red back patch. After today, it's going to belong to someone else.
Of course, absolutely. So Dorj Surin, world number one, and she was the defending world champion. But it's not going to be today, but she'll still be there for the medals. And here we go, straight into Newaza, and is this going to be all over? Because that was very, very quick. She's in trouble here, Kwon.
Just hasn't got the arm. Now that's better. And she needs to get her turned again.
Well, Dorj Surin now securing the head with the legs, and that Sangaku strangle there, the strangle going on to the neck with the arm in, and she's going to try and turn it into the hold down. Does well to defend that. Kwon did that actually earlier on today. Well, Kwon, we're seeing stars, because you know, you have your head squeezed out there in the middle of all these lights. Not a fun thing. It's the worst thing you can do, actually. Look up at the bright lights and you see stars in there. It's 3 Dorj Surins. She has a nice Seanagi though, does Kwon. Met twice before, 3 times before actually, and Kwon was the winner on 1 occasion, but Dorj Surin the winner on 2 of those. 2 others, should I say, because they've fought 3 times. This is the 4th time. So now starting to go to work here, Kwon. You know, it's funny how it changes. Sometimes you can see that they change their attitude when they just suddenly get it in their mind that they might have a chance of winning this.
Well, there's just the single Shido against Kwon at the moment. Half the contest gone. Too far away with that.
Left her arm behind there.
A little bit loose with that effort.
Yeah. So just one Shido penalty on the board there, and for all our non-judo people out there, that little yellow flag there means a penalty for not small infringements. It can be not gripping up properly, not attacking, too defensive, stepping outside of the area, not attacking with two hands. So she's got to be careful. Kwon, 3 of those and you're out. Of course, Ippon's the main aim, to throw them on their back with strength and force, and arm lock or strangle for a submission. Hold them on their back for 20 seconds. Now a lovely Seoinagi there. Dorsaen right the way between the legs, and Dorsaen not been on the best of form here. It's not been the best for her. Anybody's match, really, and I think that Kwon making a good account of herself against the world champion. Sheldon just said something interesting, that the red patch there indicates that she is the reigning world champion. She won't be the world champion after this, of course. She's fighting for 3rd place at these world championships, which proves her consistency, but it's not to be defending the world title. So now we are in golden score.
Golden score.
Well, Kwon doesn't look as if she's blowing at all. She's just ready to get on with this. No sweat there, is there? It looks very...
Yep, she's...
It doesn't look like me when I've done 4 minutes.
She's been like that for most of the day.
Yeah. Seoinagi again, Dorsaen dropping underneath. Well, I'm hoping that it will be decided on just a score of some kind. You notice there that we just saw somebody shouting for Dorsaen up there.
Galbadrak.
Galbadrak, who's fighting for Kazakhstan now, but a friend of hers, obviously, Dorsaen, formerly of the Mongolian team, of course.
Pressure here. Really wanted to keep Dorsaen on the ground and try and work that arm lock, but too far off the competition area. The referee
well, we
called
did see an example of that, didn't we, yesterday with Abe Ifumi, and she was she came off the ground, because I questioned that, you know, but she came off the ground, which is fair enough, you know, came off the ground with the arm lock, and of course you can continue when they do that. So a really good explanation of it as to why it was allowed. Coming up to, well, no, just over, sorry, 1 minute in this golden score. They don't know really what to do with each other, do they? They're a little bit, well, there's one up there for Dorsaen, second one up for Kwon, and it could be decided on penalties here. possibility of 3 medals for Mongolia. 2 in the under 73 kilos category, 2 men fighting for 3rd place, and 1 here with Dorsaeren in the under 57s for ladies. Of course, that can be flipped because you can end up with nothing. So 2 minutes gone, over and above the 4 minutes that's been set out. Tominagi this time from Kwon. We haven't seen her do that before, actually. It's all been Seonagi's all the way.
And she didn't have the arm to follow up with a Jujikatami attack.
That's it. It's going to be it, isn't it?
Yeah.
So Kwon takes the chance there and comes across for a technique. Dorsaeren just Uranagis her over for a score. She gets the wazari.
We were talking about Kwon's finish last year in 7th place. Well, she finishes a place better in number 5 this year. And for Dorsaeren, well, she was the champion last year. She ends up with a bronze medal this year. So still on the podium, just a couple of places down. And Kwon moves up from 7th to 5th.
This is the 3rd medal at the World Championship.
Yeah, it's again, same situation that we were talking about there. You aim for the very, very top, you know, you get almost there, but it's showing the consistency, and that's what this lady is. She's the most consistent under 57 kilo fighter in the world. Uranagi, Juan knew it had gone as well, overstepped it, overreached, and gets taken back for a good score. Look at the hips drop there, then she gets the rotation. No chance of her going on her back. If she goes onto her own back with any kind of counter, then it doesn't count for you. So the full rotation this time in midair, and it gets the win for Dorsaeren.
So we know the destination for the 2 bronze medals, Krista Deguchi of Canada and Dorsaeren of Mongolia. It's just a question of us finding out now where the gold medal is going to go, and we'll find that out in the next few minutes, because coming up next is Nakoda Smith-Davis of Great Britain. She faces Yoshida Tsukasa of Japan. It'll be Smith-Davis in the white judogi, Yoshida in blue. The final of the under 57 kilo category. The referee in the middle for this one is Everardo Garcia of Mexico, and here is Neil Adams.
Well, here we go, world final. Nakoda Smith-Davis, step up from what happened last year. World ranked 5, and of course Yoshida, world ranked number 2. They've met before on a couple of occasions. Smith-Davis coming out the loser there, but this is the world final. This is totally different.
Well, Yoshida is going to want to go 1 place better than last year's finish. She was the silver medalist, losing out to Dorsaeren last year. She'll be absolutely mortified having made it to this year's final if she ends up in 2nd place again. But that's going to be the aim of Smith-Davis, to put her into the silver medal position and take gold for herself. underway with the final.
Yep, here we go, and both of these, they know what the stakes are here. 4 minutes of hard work. Personal coach of Smith Davis, of course, Joe Crowley, will be just right on top of this, and all the hard work that they've put in. And of course, they're the national coach, their world champion Olympic silver medalist herself, of course, and she'll be all the hard work actually that goes into these fighters. You know, they use different people for different things, and that is going to be a score, isn't it? Oh my goodness me, Yoshida has scored.
He may have called Mate before.
Well, I think she got away with it, actually. Smith Davis doesn't go over.
And then they've got to have a look,
So we couldn't hear, actually. It started on the edge there, still started on the edge, still started inside, and it's still going inside, isn't it? You know, so...
Only needed one look at it.
Yeah. It is a score. So Wazari scored there to Yoshida, so she leads in this final. Smith Davis now has to come back, but she is capable of coming back here.
Yeah, got good throwing skills.
Oh no, it's all done. It's all done. It's Wazeti Ippon.
Doesn't get a chance to get into it.
She didn't get the chance, did she, to get going? And Yoshida all over, on top of her, and gets a second score there from the Kosoto. But Nakoda Smith-Davis has to be proud of what she's achieved there, because a world silver medal, and a world silver medal for her in Great Britain.
Look how happy Yoshida is.
Well, she's absolutely ecstatic, and her face started to crack up there when she was out there, didn't it? And you could see that. It meant so much to her.
Acknowledging all the support that she got from her company, Komatsu, they're all up there.
This is the first gold medal for Yoshida at the World Championship.
Nakoda Smith-Davis came in here with the chance of becoming world champion, but she had an absolutely amazing day. She really did. But Yoshida, she was so determined. She already had a Wazari on the board. This Kosoto, well, it was almost a counter, wasn't it, to Nakoda coming in. That attacked at the same time, managed to take it against her, drove her backwards there onto her side, and got the second Wazeti Ippon. Kept control with the hands. It was probably going to end in Newaza anyway after that. She followed it down, Yoshida. But she's been really good all day. She really has. That was the first Tayatoshi that left into led to the score. Weren't sure whether it started inside or not, but it did. Well, all the pressure of the day, pressure of the chance of winning a world title, it all comes straight after the contest is finished, comes to a head. This woman here, you can see it in her face there, the emotion, absolutely incredible, but what a result for her.
We come now to the first of the bronze medal contests in the under 73 kilo category. Ganbatar Odbaya of Mongolia faces Mohammed Mohammadi of Iran. It'll be Ganbatar in the white judogi, Mohammadi in blue, and the referee in the middle for this one is Nedim Bayat of Turkey.
Mohammadi in blue. And here they go. Predictions?
Gambata is the more conventional, which is absolutely strange, given that we're talking about Mongolians, because they come from all directions. But Mohammadi, I think he brings another dimension to his judo. He may have some kind of wrestling background or something, but he comes from such incredible angles, and he's also very, very powerful. It's a physically strong fighter.
Well, you know, we were saying
so
that.
No predictions, sorry.
No predictions. That means nothing, does it? Gambata, of course, super strong as well. I think it's going to be a pickup. It's going to be a counter of a kind that's going to probably score. Says us. Look at us, full of it. And,
Mohammadi, okay, you forced me.
Without coming out for an answer.
I'm going to go for Mohammadi then. He's just so unpredictable, he really is.
Well, especially as it's left against right again, and we've got no chance of coming in for the Uchimata, unless they get the sleeve, that is. I think if they come together for a nice little hug there, then I think something's going to happen.
Yeah. I think they'd both be, fairly happy to battle it out at close quarters, because they would back themselves to come up with the score. Both confident fighters. Mohammadi is incredibly strong. He just, overpowered so many people during the day.
Yeah, we've had the same. I know we've been on different mats, going through it, and it's been the same with Gambata, just coming out there, standing his ground, nobody being able to penetrate the power. But it's funny that it's two of them, and I haven't seen Gambata take a back step until now.
And I hadn't seen Mohammadi this quiet. He did bury someone earlier on with that Osotogari. He had the Ippon Seoinage top, but Osoto bottom, and he really thumped them.
Well, the second they do catch that sleeve, they're in, aren't they? They have to be, really.
I don't think the referee's got much choice here. Some stage.
Well, considering, and they know the danger now of a second penalty, that it's going to be really not a good thing. Looking for the way in for that Uchimata Gambata. But I still think it's going to be some kind of pickup. Well, I think Mohammadi wants to get close, up close and personal.
Can't leave it too long. He leaves it for another cycle, he'll pick up a penalty. Shavad Majoub, the heavyweight from Iran, we'll see him in a couple of days' time.
That's another interesting one, isn't it? Yeah,
absolutely.
Exactly the same kind of fighters.
Especially in the absence of Teddy Riner, that now is up for grabs, the heavyweight world title. But we won't get too far ahead of ourselves. We'll just
not yet.
See what Mohammadi's got to do. Oh, missed with the Uchimata and almost came back.
Well, left against right, that's the problem. That's why they're not going in, of course. The danger is the slip.
Right in his face there. What was that about?
Well, that's another technique. Just stick your thumb right into the eyeball there. Not intentional, but the gripping strategies mean that you go forward all the time, trying to grip up with your opponent. Just taking a few seconds there just to catch his breath, I think, Mohammadi.
Yeah, it had to be a penalty, didn't it? It wasn't as though, you get a little touch and then you move your hand off, but it was a full-on hand in your face and leave it there for a while. And picks up a Shido. Most unusual penalty. Because most of the time it's just an accident and you don't get
Yeah.
penalised for an accident.
Yeah.
And that was a full on.
So it's Gambatar with 2 Shidos on the board. Mohammadi has a chance to win a bronze medal here.
Well, he just put himself at a disadvantage there, Gambatar, with that giving away that loose penalty. 2 penalties against him, and we're in golden score. He cannot afford to make an error now.
Mohammadi wants to go underneath the armpit, which of course is just exactly what Gambatar normally looks for, and he doesn't want to know it. He must feel the immense power of Mohammadi. Must do. So, in the first minute of extra time, there's the Uchimata, nice Uchimata. Well, look for the Tominagi this time, didn't he, Gambatar? Any score, of course, will win this. Any score on the board, one more penalty against Gambatar and he'll lose it. Second penalty up for Mohammadi. Anybody's now. One more penalty for either one and it's all going to be over. So who's going to take the chance on this? I think it's going to need one of them just to take the chance and go for it. Trying to keep the hand away there, Gambatar. Can't do it. And they will be stopped in a second now. And it is possible, just to let everybody know, that to have a double disqualification. So they would have to decide whether to disqualify them both and not give a medal out. So if neither one of them does anything, and you know, before you could always have a situation where one would be a little bit less passive than the other one, but then we had situations where neither one of them wanted to grip up and fight. Possibility, and I wonder if they know it, and I wonder if the coaches know it, that a medal will not be given here. Now that would be an absolute disaster, wouldn't it? First time in a World Championships, but it's there. Sianagi this time from Gambatar. Did he get the rotation?
Apparently yes, because we continue. Mohammadi is going to have to come back with something now. Wasn't the strongest of Sutemi efforts, was it?
No, it wasn't. Tominagi attempt there, falls on his back. Doesn't really break the balance, neither one of them. Mohammadi isn't doing anything either. And again, a good attack this time. You know, did he have hold with 2 hands? It was better than anything that Mohammadi is doing. One more of those and I think it will be all over. Sianagi again, I think so too. I think that just might be it. Oh, he's let it go on.
Generous.
So seriously now. Oh my goodness me! Oh, wow! He overstretched there, didn't he? Mohammadi. Oh, with that, Ashiwaza there just caught him sweet. Wow.
Tell me that wasn't worth waiting 3 minutes in golden score for.
Oh, well, it's certainly better than a double disqualification.
But really? You wait long enough.
Yeah, but I mean, the thing is, they've got to attempt, and I think that Gambatar just thought there, I've got to do something here. He did do something, and he flew through the air, And that was absolutely the hardest hip-on. Oh, my goodness me. I'll have to check him for concussion. That was amazing. Well, you did say, you know, the Mohammadi, the outsider there, can counter. We said it. Well, did we say it would be a counter? I guess we did. And
I'm going to say
there,
yes.
Mohammadi pulls it out the bag, gets the bronze medal for Iran.
With a conventional piece of ashiwaza.
Well, yeah, it'd be interesting to see if it was a kuri or diashi, more of a diashi, but it was without a doubt fully controlled with the hands. And, well, it completely woke us up, didn't it? He goes for it here, overstretches here.
Does he get both
I
legs
think it's
at the back?
Kosoto, isn't it? It's not a diashi or a kuriashi.
Yeah.
I think it's more of a Kosoto here, or Tanio Toj.
Or maybe even Nidan Kosotogari, taking both the legs at the back. Yep.
Kosotogari and takes him backwards there. Overstretches for that. And Gambatar, oh, he lands so hard. He really does.
Takes the far leg, doesn't he?
I think he knew it as well.
He got
he had a double.
as well.
I think it was an ippon on the second bounce as well. It
Look at his
really
head
was.
here.
Yeah, it was. It was so hard, wasn't it? It really was.
He gets a whack as well on the rebound.
I don't think he really cares about that, does he? Says he can do that, but wow.
The highlights package for sure.
I think it might just about reach the highlights, you know, for a good ippon. Good counter-attack. Kosoto, bronze medal for Mohammadi. Wow. We've got to catch our breath now. Here we go.
Right, we have a second bronze medal contest coming up now. Sendoche Sogbata of Mongolia faces Hidayet Hidarov of Azerbaijan. It'll be Sendoche and the white judogi Hidarov in blue. And the referee in the middle for this one is Lubomir Peter of Australia.
The referee of this bronze medal contest is from Australia, Mr. Lubomir Peter. And now, please welcome the athletes.
Wow. Sendoche will have a little look at that and think, well, I can't let that happen to me. And it's nothing guaranteed in this one with Hyderov. He's fighting the whole crowd as well.
Hyderov can't afford to hang around here. Sendoche goes for, you know, 3 contests, back to back. He's got no problem. Hyderov, after 4 minutes, is struggling, so he can't afford to hang around.
No, he can't. But again, he's another one that can pull it out the bag, isn't he, Hyderov? The double gamble by the Azeris has paid off. Hyderov fighting for a medal. Morozov, of course, went out in the earlier stages. Disappointed the whole crowd, but here we go. Sendoche. Well, he's the youngster coming through, but wow, what a youngster. And he'll be looking, like you said, all the time for the score. He'll just keep on coming all the time. Time for an attack, I think. Ashiwaza, Sendoche.
First minute's flown by.
Well, the first minute's flown by. They haven't gripped up yet. Sendoche had the closest to anything with a little foot sweep there. Very cautious fights in these medal matches. Wow, he really does. When he goes through to that, he just builds on it, doesn't he, Hyderov? over this time. Hyderov goes again. Can't climb on the back. How many scores have we seen because of that?
I suppose Azerbaijan would have been looking for 2 medals in this weight category.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. They were looking to have 2 on the podium, weren't they? There was guaranteed medal there, but he's got to keep this going. Yeah. Now he's got to go. Oh, Sumigesi, yes. Gets the Wazari.
He doesn't want to get up from here. As much time as possible as he can use. When they get up from here, he doesn't want a minute, anything over a minute and a half, and he wasn't able to work him on the ground.
Good control of the back, didn't he? He had to go, he knew it, he'd hooked in, he'd grapevined the leg, and he had to go. And this is a possibility, it's going to go again.
Yeah, again. That was the shape, wasn't it?
Exactly this left to right situation, it was perfect. The hand's in a different place, needs to change the hand. Reverse
Oh, lost the hand.
And this is the Hyderov that we know, because this is the exciting one, the one that changes directions all the time. Such a talent. Became junior world champion, always showed talent, and came into the seniors, and all of a sudden everybody knew that he was there. Now, can he get the leg out? He can.
He has a Saikomi, unusually for Haydarov, and because it's so unusual, he doesn't know what to do.
Well, he just, you know, the determination there of Sendochur. He's 49 seconds to go here. He's got to try and pull a score back. These are going to go crazy if Hyderov wins this. Nice jump into that one there.
No penalty yet.
I think he might
pick one up here.
There's the president of Azerbaijan there, loving his judo, absolutely loves it. And we're not talking about the president of the federation, we're talking about the president of Azerbaijan. How often do we see that? We had an event just a week ago with the president of Russia, Prime Minister of Japan, and the president of Mongolia all attending. Not many sports can say that, can they, really?
Overly defensive here, Haydarov. But there's 11 seconds to go. It's not going to happen for Sendochur.
No, I don't think it is now. He just needs to stand his ground, Hyderov, and this whole stadium will erupt. Very, very cool, calm and collected. He gets the bronze medal.
He did well not to run. He didn't make it look ugly. He gave him a chance. Sendochur couldn't get a second hand on, and that was it.
Yeah, absolutely, he did. That was really well done. You've got to, at some stage, stop coming forwards. You don't have to take chances. He was well ahead.
Yeah.
And he didn't need to take chances, but then he didn't need to run. We used to have a situation where if they were ahead, they'd run and avoid and do anything to play tactics in a negative fashion. And then now they get penalised for it immediately. So good to see that, and he played that very, very well.
Well, on a day when the world number 2 seed here from Azerbaijan was supposed to be taking the medal, it didn't work out for him. Rustam Orozhov went out before the business end of the competition. He went out in round 4. It left it in the hands of Haydarov, and he's come good. Okay, couldn't make it to the final, but when he had to come for the bronze medal, he managed to pick it up.
Yeah, real class, and both of them could have been on the podium, we know that, and Orozhov will be absolutely mortified that it's not him, but he is so consistent. He'll come back, he will be back, but great to have a Not a reserve. You know, he's too good to call a reserve, but he is the number 2 probably at the moment. But well, the Olympic selection, you've got to look at that. Only one of them can go. That was the Sumigaeshi there that scored. They were right to left situation. Arm came over the back there. Sendochur should have been on his bike.
Nice finish from Sendochur at the end of the contest when he hung around and helped with the celebrations, a handshake, you know, raised up, tapped him on the back, said, well done.
And that's what you want to see, isn't it? It's the good sportsmanship that goes without game. Sumigaeshi decides this bronze medal match. We have one more match still to come. It's the final of the under 73 kilos category. Hashimoto Suichi is going for his 3rd world gold medal. And Chang Grim, though, on the form of his life. And I suspect that An Chang Grim is probably going to be there to spoil the party.
I've got a feeling.
Yeah, well, yeah. I do too, because he's on the form of his life. If there was ever a moment to take the world title, this was it. Anyway, we will see. It's still all to come, and we're nearly there for the world final. Just looking there at the Mongolians, they had 3 chances, didn't they? And 2 of them are gone. Only one Mongolian will be on the medal. Yes.
The final for men under 73 kilograms.
We come now to the final of the under 73 kilo category. Hashimoto Soichi of Japan faces An Chang Grim of the Republic of Korea. It'll be Hashimoto in the white judogi, and in blue, and the referee in the middle for this one is Raul Camacho of Spain. World number 1 and the world number 7, and we're both kind of sticking our necks out here. We're saying that we fancy An Chang Grim to cause what would be an upset. Jamenik, Nurin, Homla, Sendochur and Mohammadi were downed by An on his way to this final, and that is not a bad group.
It's not a bad group at all, is it? An Chang Grim, well, certainly the look on his face in that semi-final, he expected to get to this final.
Well, Neil said earlier on that he's picked up 2 bronze medals so far. Here is the chance to change that. First time in a final.
Yeah, first time, and I think he's going to really go for it. I think this should be an exciting fight. This man here going for his 3rd world title. This one going for his 1st. Hashimoto Soichi of Japan in white, and An Chang Grim of Korea in blue. I think they went nearly 10 minutes together fighting, An Chang Grim and Ono, just a couple of weeks ago. So he really is on the form of his life. That was in the final of the Asian Games, and a bit controversial, I think, more than a bit. The loss for An Chang Grim, so he's here to win this world title. Gripping strategies are such that really it's make or break whether you can attack or not, and you can see they get one hand on. Getting 2 hands on is very difficult. That's why a lot of their techniques go in one-handed. It's one of the reasons the great Koga had to start doing his one-handed Seoinage, because they wouldn't let him put the second hand on. Didn't make a lot of difference. He still threw them. Oh, nice technique there. Hashimoto in. Seoinage on the left. So An Changrim gets a penalty there. He's got to go to work, and now he does. Needs to put an attack in. You can see there is no respect really for the fact that he's fighting the world champion, for the simple reason he knows he can beat him if he gets the game right.
Start them early in Japan.
Yeah.
First world championships, I was 6 months.
Yes.
6 months old. He's taken a second whack to the eye, has Hashimoto. Still not 100%.
Uchimata. Oh, and Kosoto! He's done it! And Changrim has done it! A massive Kosoto there on Hashimoto, and that was absolute brilliance. Well, that was huge, it really was. And Changrim is the new world champion, and Hashimoto will have to pick himself up after that one. Wowee! What a way to come back.
He's planted a few people today. I didn't think he was going to plant Hashimoto, not like that.
Well, Hashimoto, it'll be interesting to see how he takes this.
He can't see.
He can't see, but it'll be interesting to see how he takes it. He took it well. Nice bow off.
Yeah, nothing to do now.
Says, what do you think about that then? That was big Seoinage, then into the Kosoto, and then absolutely plants him.
Once he got close and the arms went round, you knew that was going to happen. It's not Hashimoto's style, but it's absolutely right up and street. He's got all of the nice techniques. Seotoshi, Morori Seoinage, Uchimata, he's got all the classic judo techniques, but the thing that he brought to today's judo was the ability to get close and bury people, like Mohammadi, who was, he loved getting close. He came a cropper against Anne earlier on.
Well, he's beaten absolutely everybody today, and we said, didn't we, that we thought he was on form. Uchimata starts it. Kosoto there. How often do you see that man thrown like that? Uchimata, Kosoto chases it down, and he hugs him until he hits the ground. It was complete control with the hands here, and An Changrim now at last has become the world champion. He's threatened it several times, and that was absolutely amazing. It really was.
The one thing I want you to look at, Neil, and talk us through is the speed with which he realises one technique is finished and he's going to take advantage of the opportunity. Just look at that. That's going to come up again.
Well, talk about a combination technique. Combinations are important, but you have to hit each technique individually. He hit with the Uchimata first of all, full on, hoping to throw with the Uchimata. And then what he did then, he got the reaction that he wanted, and then he comes in for the Kosoto. It's not Uchimata Kosoto, it's Uchimata first. Uchimata didn't work, then he changed the direction. He got exactly what he wanted from it because he gave each one 100%. 100% commitment, and he is now the world champion, and he did it in style.
He did indeed. And there was a point there when Hashimoto, you could see on Hashimoto's face, he knows he's going. He has a quick look back to see, can he turn? It's too late. He's on his back.
Wow.
What an end. What an end. 3 days with spectacular judo. He's incredible. Really, very, very special. Right, we come to the awarding ceremony for the women in the under 57 kilo category. The medals are going to be presented by the president of the Asian Judo, the Judo Union of Asia, that's Mr. Obaid Alanzi. And the first of the medals goes to, first of bronze medals is being presented to Dortsurin Sumir of Mongolia. And there's the bronze medal for Krista Deguchi of Canada. I'm sure her dad must be watching on and really proud. Congratulations to her. Silver medal goes to Nakoda Smith-Davis of Great Britain. But the gold medal goes to last year's silver medalist, Yoshida Tsukasa of Japan. 3 of the medal winners were on the podium last year. The only one to jump in there this year was Krista Deguchi, and the prize money is being presented by George Kerr, 10th Dan, the president of the British Judo Association.
Yeah, what a lineup, and what a moment for this lady here. Nakoda Smith-Davis there, world silver medal.
Don't spend it all at once, he said.
You kidding? He's Scottish.
Ooh, that was harsh.
Sorry, George. I didn't mean it.
What a day, Neil, what a day.
Well, it's amazing. We've seen some amazing fights, and we've had drama, haven't we? You know, we
Yes.
keep on about the drama side of it, but it doesn't always go according to plan. But then when it all comes right, it all comes right.
Well, I always say the only time that you can guarantee that you're going to get excitement, tension, drama, you know, suspense is in the team event. But we've had 3 days of really, really terrific judo, and sometimes the lightweights can just be that little bit of not this time round. 3 terrific days of judo. And now the national anthem of Japan.
So this time, time for them to have their family picture. It's where they all come together, all of that fighting. Yoshida, gold medal, and Nakoda Smith-Davis, the silver. Deguchi, bronze, and Dortsurin of Mongolia get the bronze. What a performance from all of those.
The spectators, you can see the highlights of today's final bout on the screen.
Bugün esas görüşlerini hedefler olmasını ekranda tekrar ettiğim oldu.
Well, the photographs have been taken. They'll be going up or online on all the news media outlets print and online. There'll be a few snaps in there for the family album. We've got a second awarding ceremony coming up. It's the men in the under 73 kilo category.
So one more time, we kindly ask you please stay with us from the awarding ceremony. Thank you very
Well,
much.
we've had the most amazing World Championship so far. We're 3 days in, and it's just getting better and better, if that is possible.
Every day there's been something that's just even more than the judo. Today in the under 57 kilo category you had the tension as far as Krista Deguchi, having moved over from Japan. Was she going to do it? In the end Yoshida sorted her out, but she came back to take a medal. So that there's something really, really special there. There was all that background story. That's apart from all the nice judo that we saw. Then when it came to the under 73 kilo category, well, from the get-go you had the Azeris hoping that Rustam Orozhov would come up with something. He didn't do it, but then Haydarov came in to save the day. There was the tension of that particular contest, the bronze medal contest, when he came good. And then when it came to the final, there was the behind-the-scenes story. The behind-the-scenes story with Anne and having the Asian Games business, and then he came back here to sort it out. Right, okay, it's the awarding ceremony for the men in the under 73 kilo category. And the medals are going to be presented by the president of the Judo Federation of Azerbaijan, Mr. Roknak Abdullayev.
For Azerbaijan, Hidayat.
And the first of the bronze medals goes to Hidayat Haydarov of Azerbaijan. There's a bronze medal too for Mohammad Mohammadi of Iran, who entertained us spectacularly all day, including being on the receiving end of an incredible piece of ashi was Nidanko Sodogari. The silver medal goes to Hashimoto Soichi of Japan. Picked up a few bruises along the way, as you can see. But the gold medal goes to An Chang-rim of the Republic of Korea.
What a performance from this man here. And like you said, Sheldon, just so many fantastic things that really are all about our sport, and they create what our sport is all about. And I have to say that Hashimoto has his head up high. Two-time world champion. He was going for his third world title. It never quite happened. This man was quite special.
The mascots will be presented by Secretary General of National Olympic Committee of Azerbaijan.
خاطر hediyesi teklif edildi. Milli Olimpik Komitesi'nin başkanı Büyük Cenab-ı Alacan Ebiyev.
Really enjoyed today.
Well, the excitement never stops, does it? And that's the fact.
Ladies and gentlemen, please hold rise for the national anthem of Korea.
And now the national anthem of the Republic of Korea.
Well, Japan are still leading in this World Championships, displaying incredible technique that exemplifies what judo is all about. But what about that last technique by An Chang-rim of Korea? It really was absolutely extraordinary. Lots of surprises still to come in this tournament, and it's turning out to be an amazing World Championships. We're going to be back the same time tomorrow, so from Sheldon and I, it's goodbye for now.
And so some people are going to